welcome to Menu Monday. Today I'm going to make a meatloaf smothered with potatoes, sort of like a shepherd's pie, but it's a shepherd's meatloaf. So stay tuned. So I'm continuing my quest on going back and finding all the recipes that we thoroughly enjoyed, and boy did I hit it out of the park today. I had totally forgotten about this one. It was so much fun and it was so good. So let's jump back to 2018 and find out how we do it. Let's make my meatloaf. Now you can make any meatloaf you want. This is one that I've had for a long time. It came out of one of those church cookbooks from the South. So we've always liked this meatloaf. The other meatloaf I like to make is the one that's done in the slow cooker. It's called the Easy Cheesy Meatloaf, and I have made that one before on Menu Monday. So that one, you know, you put it in the morning and you leave and you come back and it's all done. So that one's nice. This one takes about an hour and a half in the oven. So that's what we're going to do today. And then because we're smothering it with mashed potatoes, I'm going to cook them in the Instant Pot because they only take 16 to 18 minutes depending on the size of the potatoes. So anyway, in my meatloaf I'm going to put a half a cup of chopped onions, 2 pounds of ground beef, I believe half the can of soup, yeah, half the soup, and this is cream of mushroom soup, and then breadcrumbs. I'm going to finish these up first. It doesn't really matter what kind. These are seasoned. These are Italian. Let's see, I need a half a cup. So I think I'm just going to be using these. I'm pretty sure I got a half a cup in here. Yep, half a cup breadcrumbs. 1 egg. And then a teaspoon of salt, and I'm going to use sea salt. That's it. So let me get this mixed up. Now I'm going to be cooking it in the toaster convection oven today. So all I did is I got one of my Cracker Barrel bacon tins that you know I love. This is a rack that came with the Ninja. I like to put it on here because then all the grease from the meatloaf drops into the bottom and doesn't stay in the meatloaf itself. So I'm going to take off my rings. My hands get washed, which I did wash them prior to starting this. All the excess off. Alright, mix this up, get it shaped into a loaf, put it in the oven. And like I said, this takes an hour and a half to cook, so we have plenty of time to make our mashed potatoes, but we will make those while this is cooking. That way, as soon as it's done, we can pull it out and put the mashed potatoes on top. I like to get mine as flat as possible because then it cooks faster. And then also it'll be easier to spread the potatoes being flatter. I always indent the center, kind of like hamburger, so the middle gets cooked just as fast. This is going to cook at 375 for an hour and 15 minutes, or until it's done. This little convection cooks a little faster, so I'll check it in an hour. And that's 30 minutes, so I have to add another 30 and then a 15. So I'll be back and we'll get the mashed potatoes going. For our mashed potatoes, I'm going to have to improvise today because I don't have a potato masher. So I'm going to try using my meat masher. So I got to get these potatoes pretty soft. But we're going to do skin on, and then after we get them cooked, we'll mash them up, and then we'll add some sour cream, some bacon bits. We're going to load these up and keep it thick so that it goes onto our meatloaf. So you start with about 2 pounds of russet potatoes, which I'm just going to give a wash. And I'm going to poke. So let me do it in here so we don't cut ourselves. And even though these are little, they're going to cook in about probably 15, 16 minutes. Because I got to mash them and improvise with my meat masher, I'm going to do them for 18 just to make sure that they're nice and soft. So, we've added the potatoes. We're going to put a cup of water in the bottom. I do have the trivet in there. I lost my original one, but I purchased this on Amazon. It's working out really well. It's nice, you know, if you put something in there in a pot and you've got the handles to pull it up. So now all we do is set it, seal, and set manual. Like I said, I think I'm going to do like 18 minutes. So our potatoes are done. I just vented, and I'm going to take this lid off. Alright, now what I'm going to do is remove the potatoes, and I'm going to dump out water and use this pot to mash them up. 2 pot holders. Okay. Alright, let me get the potatoes back in here. Yes, they're good and soft. This I think we'll all be able to mash up with the meat masher. Oh, I've gotta get me a potato masher. So yeah, that's going to work, as you can see. So I'm going to add, just checking my ingredients here, a 1/3 cup of sour cream. I'll save it just in case. I know it's 1 egg, 1 large egg yolk, lightly beaten. Okay. Not very organized today, I apologize. Okay. 2 tablespoons of butter. Break it up a little bit. And then some shredded cheese. I'm just going to put a handful. Some scallions, which I previously cut up. And then, of course, Big Daddy's favorite, real bacon bits. Now you can use real bacon. Oh, we don't want that in there. But these are really good, so we're going to do that. So, get this mashed up. Looking good. And you want this to have some consistency so that when you put it on the meatloaf, it, you know, it spreads well and sticks. It will fall all over the place. I think I'm going to put a little more sour cream. You can always use a little bit of milk too, but I don't have any milk, so we'll use the cream. And we'll throw in the last few bits of bacon bits. Can't have enough bacon. There we go. So that is skin on, fully loaded mashed potatoes. Oh, I know what I forgot. I'm going to put a little salt and pepper in there. And I'm going to use the nature's seasoning, which is basically salt and pepper. And that's going to be it. So this has been in here now for an hour, and I checked it, wasn't quite ready. And so I've had it in for another 30 minutes. Now I did take the black casserole dish out because putting it in on the shelf itself gives it better heat. So I put this tray in the bottom to catch the grease. And it looks like it is done. Get this on. We are there. So now we're going to put our potatoes on. And mine have cooled, so they're a little harder than they would be if you did this straight away. But you do want your potatoes to be stiff so that you can cover the meatloaf and they don't fall. So let me get this. I'm going to put this on this platter here, which came with my convection oven. There we go. I got a little left over. I think I'll just pick at that. Okay, let me get my potatoes. It cooled off enough. Here. And I'm sorry if you hear all that rain. It is absolutely pouring outside today. Okay. I did wash my hands again. Just good. Doesn't that look lovely with all those colors from the onions and the bacon? This is a shepherd's meatloaf. You want to get it all around the sides. I do have a little left, so I'll pick on that for lunch. So yes, this is what it looks like. You can see the green onions, the bacon, and just to move that over just a bit, just to give it a nice brown on top, just like a shepherd's pie, I'm going to sprinkle just a little extra cheese, and that'll get nice and brown. Not a whole lot because I've got cheese in it. But that's what I do with my shepherd's pie, so I'm going to put it on my shepherd's meatloaf. Alright, so this goes back in the oven for 15 to 20 minutes, just to sort of crisp it up a little bit on the outside. And it is now ready. There we go. And the cheese is browned on the top. And I'm going to take a picture here and I'll insert that. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you try it. I think it's going to be delicious. Alright, bye.